Stillwater stars Matt Damon as Bill, a father who travels from Oklahoma to France to help his estranged daughter Allison, played by Abigail Breslin, who is in prison for a murder she claims she didn't commit. This is directed by Tom McCarthy, who also co-wrote the screenplay, and while it's loosely based on the famous case of Amanda Knox, it's worth noting that Knox herself has denounced the film for its fictional elements, among other things. But as a piece of fiction, though, this film does stand well on its own. It's a gripping thriller that does take the imprisoned for a crime someone didn't commit trope, and rather than go for your usual fast-paced action thriller, instead opts for a more methodical character study about how far one person would go to protect their family. Which itself is a trope we've seen before, and in some ways this did remind me a bit of the Denis Villeneuve film Prisoners due to some of its themes, but overall I did appreciate the presentation here. Despite being a film that takes its time, because of its really solid character building, it moves a lot quicker than you think it would. Now that's not to say it couldn't have used some trimming down here and there. I don't know if we quite needed this to be nearly 2.5 hours, mainly because I don't think every interaction with all these different side characters quite worked, but for the most part I was hooked in. While the film is definitely interesting whenever it focuses on Allison's case with an always reliable Abigail Breslin crushing it, its charm ultimately lies with Bill's relationship with a woman named Virginia, played by Camille Cotton, and her young daughter Maya, played by Lilu Sivad, two locals whom he befriends as they both stay in the same hotel early on. Bill, admittedly, isn't the easiest guy to get behind at times, as he can be stoic and rough around the edges. But Damon does bring a lot of nuance to the role, especially as we see his sweeter side slowly come to the surface upon meeting Virginia and Maya. Not every single moment of them together may seem consequential, but they're still a joy to watch, mainly for all three actors' chemistry with one another, but also for the fact that it even injects a surprising bit of humor through these natural feeling interactions. So these nicer moments serve as a solid contrast to the murder mystery side of things, which is considerably a lot more morally complex. McCarthy's a filmmaker who's best known for seamlessly bringing out the humanistic elements in even the most tense situations. And he does so once again here, as basically Bill has to struggle between holding on to the life he's building for himself while staying in France, with going to whatever measures he's willing to take in order to set his daughter free, especially as he uncovers more and more information about the case. And we'll see how that gets tested, and McCarthy takes the opportunity at times to address some topical themes, mainly revolving around social tensions, and he does so without necessarily laying it on too thick. One scene in particular that comes to mind is when Bill and Virginia confront a potential witness, only to discover what this individual is willing to do to cooperate, to Virginia's horror especially. And what's so brilliant about this is how it greatly increases the stakes, taking a few unexpected twists and turns, though still managing to distance itself from feeling like a conventional Hollywood thriller. There isn't any flashy imagery or loud music accompanying every scene, and it goes more for a desaturated color palette and quiet feel. McCarthy brings out tension here through some solid writing, as well as through the actors' performances. He keeps things grounded, though not to the point of too somber, bringing out a wide range of emotions as the story progresses. He also gives us characters who do some morally dubious things, but are still people we're invested in at the end of the day, whether or not we truly agree with what they do. And when you add all that, along with an engaging story that moves much faster than expected, you get a really well-crafted film, and one that I say is definitely worth watching. Stillwater gets an 8 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Stillwater, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you find it thrilling? Do you have a favorite Tom McCarthy movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.